Donald Trump wants you to think that he doesn't have anything to do with Project 2025, but his own personal platform, Agenda 47, is basically the exact same thing. And so whether he's distancing himself from Project 2025 because it's getting bad press or whatever, let's focus on what he is not distancing himself from. And we'll go through all this. We've got video of him bragging about these policies. We've got comparisons between Project 2025 and Agenda 47 because there's so much overlap there. But here is what he said, I believe earlier today about Project 2025. I know nothing about Project 2025. I have not seen it, have no idea who's in charge of it, even though a bunch of them worked for me in the White House. And unlike our very well-received Republican platform that, again, has massive overlap with it, had nothing to do with it. The radical left Democrats are having a field day, however, trying to hook me into whatever policies are stated or said. It is pure disinformation on their part. By now, after all these years, everyone knows where I stand on everything. DJT, and that is largely true. And that's why I'm depressed, and that's why my hair turned white. But anyway, Project 2025, if you don't know, and by now you probably do, go watch Don Oliver, wants to gut the civil service, putting far more roles in federal government in the hands of a president as political appointees, basically lackeys, which would erode checks and balances. Trump, for his part, tried to do the same in 2020, shortly before losing the election, an idea known as Schedule F. That's in Agenda 47, by the way. It's in Project, first of many things that are in both because they're the same thing. Project 2025 also proposes mass deportations of more than 11 million undocumented immigrants and stringent rules on migrants. So does Trump, so does Agenda 47, and so does the RNC's platform. Trump also wants to get rid of the federal education department, which Project 2025 also does, echoing a long-held policy wish on the right. The project details how this could happen and other ways to give states more control over education at the potential expense of students. And so we're gonna get in a sec into some of the video. But JR, what do you make of this? Is his attempt to be like, I don't know anything about that thing that is exactly everything I said I would do?
That's the thing. They know how ridiculous people are. Again, back to the alternative facts. This is the basis for so many things. It doesn't matter what you see, hear, experience, or is proven to you. Evidence means nothing. What we have is an alternative set of facts. That's what it is. That's all it is constantly. So all he has to say is I know nothing about this. All it is 95% of the same policy that I put on Agenda 47. I'm seeing people comment on people talking about Project 25 and then going, that's not his agenda. Check out Agenda 47. And then when you go check out Agenda 47, guess what's there?
Yeah.
It's like they don't realize that people go, that's a good idea. You know what? I thought Project 2025 was the basis for his entire platform. Let me go check out his actual platform that you, supporter of Donald Trump, told me to go look at. And then when you go look at it, please go ahead and look at it. It's a lot of the same stuff. So whatever he doesn't know about, he does know about. Now, the truthful part, outside of just the everybody knows what I stand for, which is fascism, other truthful part that he's saying is, I mean, I don't put all these things together. I mean, I have not seen, I have no idea who's in charge of it. You do, but even on his Agenda 47, you think Donald Trump wrote that up? You think Donald Trump thought about the details of this fascist agenda? All he said was, I want to be a king. And they went, gotcha, brother. We want that too. In fact, we want some white supremacy power behind it as well. We got your whole platform set up. We'll put it together for you. Do you really think that the guy who doesn't like to read past one page, or the guy who needs pictures and understand anything that he's done? And we watched him in the White House for 4 years. Know who he is. So do you really think this guy, they say, oh yeah, Project 2025 has all these details to it, but the president said anything that anything his platform is what he's gonna decide. Since when? When does he think that far? All he thinks about is praise and loyalty.
Yeah, and by the way, you'll notice what isn't in this message or the other one of like, Project 2025, they're trying to tie me to it. Which parts of it do you disagree with? You're saying you don't know what it is, but you've had plenty of time. So which specific parts do you disagree with? He's not saying anything because he doesn't disagree with it. I don't think anyone is gonna be scammed by this. And by the way, before we get into the video, I just wanna point out, this is a very rare strategic blunder by the right, a branding blunder, because it is our job and our honor every election cycle to point out how utterly radical the Republican agenda is. But like, it's complicated to do that. You have to talk about abortion, then you talk about education, then you talk about all this stuff. And the right's like, let's just put one name on how bat-ass crazy we are to make it super easy to refer to all of it. And now we can do that. And it's there. They put together the list of the insane things they believe. It's like, it's a branding blunder on the same level as when Sean Hannity will do the exact opposite. And he's like, the left is crazy. Here's a list of all the crazy things they want, like your grandma to not die and like that sort of thing. It's like, you guys didn't really think about this that much, did you? Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.